Good morning, guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to the channel. There's almost 9,000 of you. Can I say that there's 9,000 of you now? There's 9,000 of you guys, and I'm one of you. So thank you. 8,999 of you for giving this channel a chance, for growing with this channel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Guys, do you remember Gypsy Rose Blanchard? You know, the woman that got out of jail about 4 or 5 months ago. She was convicted of getting somebody involved to unalive her mom for her. Do you remember that? Gypsy Rose, you know, the one that's got the television show now, has done a couple books, you know, is famous, she thinks, for, I guess, getting away and only doing 8.5 years for unaliving her mom. Well, it's not fame, and I've said it before, it's infamy, which is not a good thing, Gypsy Rose. But I guess it doesn't matter to you, Gypsy Rose, because you be raining the money and asking for a bunch of money with your buddy Jeffree Star, but you don't like fame. That's what you said. I don't want to be fame. I want to be like everybody else, like just the average, ordinary bear. Do you? Because we don't believe you. You know why? Because your actions do not follow what your mouth says. Can you imagine that we wouldn't believe you because your actions don't follow what your mouth says? So there's a few videos, and somebody sent me something that I wanted to read because it's just fascinating to me. And I had actually heard of it before. I did, but then I was able to get it in my hot little hands and read about it. So I'm going to share that with you and read that to you. And Becca Scoops came out with a part 3, guys. And I love her videos. Her videos are spot on. There is no bullshit. There's no emotion. There's no drama. It's just somebody talking about the medical case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and what she had and what she didn't have as far as surgeries go, and how she lied. And I was going to say didn't lie, but that didn't happen. She just lied and lied and lied and lied and lied, because that's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And I guess she's winning because she's got to be laughing all the way to the bank, guys. I mean, you know, to me, that is just so ridiculous. And, you know, she has her fans, over 7 million people, who are not calling her out on, Gypsy, I thought you didn't want to be famous. Why are you raining money with Jeffree Star, Gypsy Rose? Because, see, that's not what people who want to have, like, just like this private type life. So you don't want to do that. Stop talking about that. Stop talking about advocating, unless you want to show somebody how to unalive somebody and only do 8.5 years in prison for it. You could probably get away with that. That should be a class. How to unalive somebody and get only 8.5 years by Gypsy Rose Blanchard. People might buy that, and it would be more of a true story to who and what you are. You know what I'm saying? But guys, let's watch some of these videos, and let's talk about it, okay?
According to our research and Gypsy's own diagram from her book, that sums up all of her alleged GI tract and one diagnostic test, the muscle biopsy. Those procedures are allegedly 1. 2004 salivary gland removal, 2. 2001 a gastroreflex laparoscopic procedure, and 3. 2001 placement and maintenance of her GI tube/feeding tube. But wait, you might be thinking, that can't be right. So this alleged horrendous medical abuse adds up to 3 procedures and 1 diagnostic test? Something isn't adding up. That's exactly what we thought. Here's how it breaks down. Gypsy had salivary gland removal along with a type of gastroreflex procedure called a Nissen fundoplication that is done laparoscopically. It's reported as a minimally invasive surgical procedure that can treat significant reflux in children. Gypsy referred to that as, quote, a surgery to make me not throw up anymore, end quote. She also had the feeding tube placed, also called a G-tube. Those 3 procedures all involve the GI tract. The only other evasive procedure/surgery Gypsy had that can be considered quote-unquote abusive allegedly was a test called a muscle biopsy that doctors ordered to rule out muscular dystrophy in 2001. We must note that muscle biopsies can be quite painful. According to our research and Gypsy's own diagram from her book, that sums up all of her alleged abusive surgery/evasive procedures. That's it. In fact, Gypsy's own diagram says, quote, drawing a diagram of my scars for Ryan was my way of being vulnerable and intimate, end quote. Here we have a close-up version of Gypsy's scars, which validates our research. 3 procedures, numbered 1, 2, 3, and 1 diagnostic test, number 4. She admits to 4 scars, 3 from procedures and 1 from a diagnostic test to her thigh. However, that's not what she told Dr. Phil.
I had multiple eye muscle surgeries, multiple leg surgeries, multiple throat surgeries. I don't have salivary glands. Not these anymore because they were removed.
What do you think of that, guys? She had 4 minor surgeries, and they seem to have been maybe needed. What do you think of that? Like, Gypsy saying that this was the reason why she unalived her mom. And yet, people are proving over and over again that the only reason why she unalived her mom was because she just didn't want her mom in the way of whatever it was that Gypsy wanted. And I don't understand why people are showing her how to get money or why she deserves money for that. She deserves prison forever for that. But let's listen to more from somebody who's unbiased and just is looking at things objectively. You know, and I think Becca Scoop says she's a nurse, right? And so let's just listen to more because it gets better.
Frequently jet sets across the country, ball games, galas, the most magical place on earth, Disney World.
Make-A-Wish, we're taking her down to Orlando, all expenses paid and everything.
She even got to meet country superstars Miranda Lambert and then husband Blake Shelton.
Miranda Lambert came to Springfield a few times, and I think she gave Dee Dee and Gypsy money.
Yes, she did. Look at this $3,500 check from the singer's personal account. But that wasn't all. What must I do? Check her out posing with her favorite actors, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin.
In 2005, when Gypsy is 14 years old, she and her mother are airlifted to Missouri from Louisiana, claiming to be Hurricane Katrina survivors. That same year, Gypsy undergoes a physical therapy evaluation. This is the first incident where we can verify, according to the unofficial medical reports, Gypsy is taking part in the medical con. In 2005, when Gypsy is 14, the physical therapy report reveals Gypsy is indeed actively taking part in the exam. The medical record reads, quote, patient reports she can't transfer herself from her wheelchair. Patient reports she can propel herself only 50 feet in the wheelchair, end quote. Additionally, notes in the unverified medical record say she moves her legs as if she is not paralyzed at times. These are observations from medical personnel. During an ABC interview, Gypsy claims she never spoke to doctors. Quote, Mom would say, don't talk, just play with your stuffed animal, and we'll do something fun after, end quote, Gypsy recalled. Not only was she talking during this physical therapy exam, she was also falsely reporting she couldn't move her lower extremities and then faked the testing, appearing paralyzed. We must stress that there is no doubt Gypsy was groomed by Dee Dee to take part in the medical fraud, and as a child, that wasn't her choice. However, Gypsy told Dr. Phil she had no idea about the con until she was 19 years old. That clearly does not match up with her medical records.
Nothing was done.
When did you figure this out?
I started having an inkling when I turned 19.
Except according to records, medical professionals wrote she was malingering by 14 years old. This is about the same time as this video, which netizens evaluated, claiming the 14-year-old Gypsy Rose pretends she can't move her legs in the snow, but clearly she is faking it. Fast forward to 2007, when Gypsy is again reported to be malingering by medical professionals. She is 16 years old. Malingering is mentioned by medical personnel in Gypsy's records after they catch her pretending or exaggerating hearing loss. Gypsy has always maintained she had no idea about the con.
That you being sick was necessary to keep up what she built because you got a house from Habitat for Humanity, you got donations, you got different things from people for being sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a source of income for her, right?
It was, yes. And I had no idea that I was a part of that.
You didn't know that you were a cash cow.
No.
So guys, what do you think about that? I believe Becca Scoops over Gypsy Rose because I think that I've seen enough about Gypsy Rose to know that she's a liar, pants on fire. So also, there's a few other things that I wanted to talk about real quick. So I wanted to talk about dun 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 dun. This I saw a couple times. I heard rumors to it, but actually somebody sent it to me about a girl named Allie. Who's Allie? Allie supposedly was Gypsy's cellmate for about 2 weeks in 2016. There was something that I heard rumor to this, and I kind of thought, yeah, I believe it. So it says something to the effect here that Gypsy was originally supposed to be released to her dad's, but Christy wrote on the form that she was scared Gypsy would do something to her. I believe that. I believe that because, see, I saw a video of Christy Blanchard saying she couldn't imagine anybody doing anything to Dee Dee. Poor sweet Dee Dee. What happened to poor sweet Dee Dee? Oh, wait a minute. Yes, you decided Munchausen by proxy was going to work in two people's favors. Yours and Gypsy's. I'm talking to Christy Blanchard now. Because where the hell were you? I'm just asking, like, where were you? How do you know what was going on? Except that you gave her an alibi so that you could go to Hollywood? I mean, like, you just sell your morals and values that quickly? Let's just go to Hollywood. What do we need to sell for that? Oh, somebody's reputation? Oh, yeah, we could do that. Let's do Dee Dee's reputation. She's not here to stick up for it anyway. Guys, come on, man. So let's get into a little bit of this of what Allie says. She tried hitting on a correctional officer, Gypsy Rose, and he didn't fall for it, and she tried to get him fired, saying he touched her inappropriately. I could believe that Gypsy Rose would say something like that. I mean, like, if somebody can unalive her mom, like, why wouldn't they lie? I mean, they're lying anyway, so why wouldn't they lie about that? She said that she made sure that her mom couldn't get up before Nick even got to the house. She knew he was slow and he would do anything she wanted. She made sure he thought that he undid Dee Dee. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I always thought that Nick maybe unalived somebody who was already unalived and was just convinced otherwise. And then it goes into, you know, things that I'm not 100% sure are true, that her mom wanted to end the scamming, but Gypsy said, no, no, no. I don't believe that. That's something that just doesn't make any sense to me. Gypsy knowing about the scams since she was 8 years old, I really don't believe that. I kind of believe more what, you know, Becca Scoop said about how old Gypsy was when she, you know, was part of the scam and everything. So then there's this other thing, guys, that Gypsy Rose is actually pregnant. She might be. There's an awful lot of people talking about this. So she very well might be, oh my gosh, Child Protective Services that has failed to everybody. I don't know what to say about that situation. The thought of Gypsy Rose being in control of somebody else's life is something that is alarming. So alarming that it's so scary. And the worst bit is, well, I guess she could always make money for the baby, but the worst bit is when nobody's looking, how's she going to treat the kid? Would she be a good mom? Does she have that in her? I can't imagine her making any kind of sacrifices in her life. And with children, you make sacrifices. I don't know if she's pregnant. I don't know if she's not pregnant. I could joke about stuff like that, but the joking would stop the minute that a newborn baby came into this world and was placed in her arms. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Please like, subscribe, and share. You guys are on the fence. Come on over to our side. If you don't like us, you don't have to stay. We are not a cult. We do not make you stay. But we'd appreciate it if you would. Guys, these videos of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, they are serious, but they're not near as serious as the videos that are much darker and they have, you know, children involved. I know that you guys are like, well, Toddy, Gypsy Rose was a child. Yeah. But I still think that Gypsy Rose was an ABUSED. She might not have been taught morals and values. She might have not been taught the difference between right and wrong. But she, yeah, I don't think she was ABUSED according to what the rest of us were by just living normal lives and having maybe, you know, messed up relationships with our parents, or a parent that might be an alcoholic or a drugs user, or just somebody that might be too busy for us. You know, I don't think that was the case with Gypsy. I think if anything, her mom was in her life maybe a little bit too much. Still not a reason to unalive somebody, is it? Tell me what you think, guys. I'm in the comments too. All right, guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I'm Toddy One Skip. See you next time. Thanks.